Hey, Michael here. On off days, what I like to do sometimes is to get out and pick up trash. Be a good thing to do in your area too. You know, it gets you out in the woods, in nature, a lot of benefits to that. Good mobility work. You're doing something for the world around you, make it a better place. Better environment for human beings. For the animals that you like, for other people, human beings, other people, yeah, same thing. You know, our life is only so good as the world we live in. We can't be any healthier than like the health of the environment or ecology we live in. But it's just, you know, serves a lot of benefits. So it's good, you know, you get out and you're exercising with a goal. You're not just doing something for nothing or for fun. I'm actually out there picking up trash. In your area, I don't know how much you can find. Out here in Houston, Texas, Cypress area, from the flooding we've had in the past, there's a lot of trash out here. It's not just stuff that people throw out. You know, I don't know how much people have picked up even in the last 50 years from all the flooding Cypress Creek's had. Then we've had, you know, flooding in the last few years, Hurricane Harvey recently, just some massive flooding. So, you know, out here I even find some tires, some garbage cans, some trash full of cans, you know, metal cans. But it's really good work, really good mobility work for you, good for mobility and balance. You need to walk through things, but you got shrubbery, you got to crawl through to get something and then back out of. And while you're doing that, you need to be attentive. So you got mobility and balance in a mindful way. What wildlife is around you. You know, I don't want to hurt any snakes or any wasps, but you don't want to get bit by them or stung by them either. So you got to be alert for those things. What's out there? You know, look like 3 to 6 feet around you to see if there are any snakes or other animals you might want to avoid. Depends on your experience with wildlife. You know, the less you know, the more careful you want to be. The more you know, then you know how things will act and what they do and how they behave. You don't know anything about snakes? Stay the heck away. But you learn more about rat snakes, copperheads, how they behave. You learn you can be closer to them, and it's okay. You learn about all the different types of wasps in nature, and you know you don't gotta like freak out if you see a wasp. You know, their sole purpose in life isn't to bite or kill you. They have other things to do. Leave them alone, they'll leave you alone. But you know, be on the alert for that. Some caterpillars, some things out there are nasty. You can really, like, if you touch them, can sting you and cause major pain. In the case of some people, maybe you'd have an allergic reaction that could be really bad. But as long as you're mindful and alert, you know, there's dangers when you're driving. You go into a restaurant, there's dangers. Food poisoning, cantaloupe recalls, egg recalls, grocery stores, restaurants. You got to be careful when driving. You know, driving isn't like some little super safe thing where all of a sudden there's no danger or risk, whereas being in nature is like scary and bad and super dangerous. No, it's not that way at all. You're probably safer out in nature than you are on the road. But this helps, as I say, you get out, you gotta stand on one leg while you lift one leg over a shrub. You gotta duck under stuff. So you get to walk, duck, step over, crawl in different ways for a certain goal. While you're mindful of your environment, it's mindful movement. And a good thing is, in nature, you can train yourself to get some of the fundamentals of science. Paying attention to detail, looking at cause-effect relationships. At first, just go out, do your thing, be aware, move. But the more you do it, you can start to focus on what's going on in the world. What is this tree? Who is it? Oak tree, pine tree. Okay, not just pine tree, but longleaf pine or loblolly pine. Here we got an oak tree. Oh look, there's oak tree, deciduous, and some others. They tend to have the certain type of caterpillars. What are they called? Can't remember the name right now. I'm kind of tired, brain dead. Puss caterpillar is one name. Looks like toupee. But if you touch them, it can be very painful. But that you got to watch out for. That tends to go on the oak trees and some other deciduous ones. You're not going to find it on pine. You'll find it on oak. You know, you see things, you look it up on the internet, you learn on your own, you learn there. So you're starting to learn, you know, attention to detail and making connections amongst things, basic things about science. What are the details of this leaf? The shape, the color, the texture, the smell, and then how does it fit into the whole? Why is it this way? What's going on? So there's a lot you can get out of this. Just do one thing at a time. You might think, well, I'm picking up trash. No, when I go out to pick up trash, I'm multitasking and do a hell of a lot of things at one time. You know, body control, as I say, balance, mobility. You have to be alert and be attentive to look for the trash and for wildlife so you don't hurt it and it doesn't hurt you. But you'll learn that from different perspectives you can see different trash. I'm walking along one way, I don't see a bottle because stuff's in the way. I walk back the other way because I don't have a log there, I can see a bottle or something. So you know, if you do it and you do it mindfully and you think and you're learning, you can get a lot out of it. It's not just picking up trash. Oh my God, it's a chore, I'm picking up trash. No, you know, you're making yourself better. You're learning to be attentive, learning basics of science, learning about the real world we live in instead of just human society. Balance, mobility, mindfulness, really connecting mind and body and movement in the way it should be, instead of just doing stuff in a book. Here's real biology. People who learn stuff in books and all that, that's not biology, that's not knowledge, that's faking knowledge. That's just a bunch of words. This is knowledge, evidence of the senses. But, so let's get out and look and see, you know, what some things are that you can do, some movements, when you're picking up trash.